Hey! What's up, guys? I'm SGN.
I'm JFLOW.
And we are My Only Vice. Hey, bro, so today, man, I want to talk about Ganas y Ánimo, bro.
Like Animal College Preparatory Academy?
Animal College Prep, bro? No, bro, not like Greenville Public Schools, bro.
So what type of animal?
Animal,
like an animal? Like
animal?
There's a lot of animals in the world?
Animo way.
Oh, animal.
Animo.
Okay.
So Ganas and Animo is pretty much, I mean, could be best translated as, oh my gosh, like what, like willpower? Like your intrinsic motivation, like self-motivation?
Ganas. It's like that thing that kicks in when you can't go anymore.
Siri, define Ganas.
Here's what I found.
Urge. Oh, damn, it's a word.
It's a
urge.
An urge for surge.
To win or gain.
Ooh, to win or gain.
Win
or gain. So that's what Ganas means.
Ganas.
Right? And honestly, guys, this is a part of our show, man. We're trying to develop championship mentalities. Right?
Yeah.
And what's the difference between a loser mentality and a championship mentality? Mentality is that one has a caliber that is not going to be easily diffused, right? In our previous episode, we're talking about passion.
Right.
And some people have a passion, but their fuse is so tiny, right? That it kind of like, it has a short lifespan, right?
Yeah, it's like a crush.
Exactly. So we want to develop
love, homie.
We want you guys to have ganas, right? The will to succeed, so that when your passion dissipates or evaporates, eviscerates, you can go ahead and instead
tap into
utilize your ganas, right? Your willpower to go ahead and allow you to continue on your path to succeed.
Yeah, I like that. So, do you think there's a need to differentiate between ganas and animo? So we understand that ganas is the urge, animo is like your kind of like your willpower.
No. The ganas is the will.
So the ganas is the will. Then what would the animo be?
The animo, it's kind of like it's more or less used in those moments where you feel really down.
Animo. Okay, so échale ganas, mijo, versus con animo.
Yeah. They're actually very like synonymous to one another.
Like,
to be honest,
I can't really distinguish. So okay, we don't have to get into the semantics.
Yeah, they're the same thing actually.
The urge to win, the urge to do better, right?
But animo, I think it's more or less like it's used.
Has to do with your like emotion, right?
Yes,
like your spirit,
yes. Within the context of people that are down,
right?
It's always like animo, you know, like.
That phone's gonna die.
It's kind of like saying like, "Hey man, wake up!
Yeah,
it's time to get to work."
Chop chop.
You know what I mean?
Wake up and smell the coffee. So, how do we develop, bro? How do we teach that to our viewers, or how do you guys show animo or ganas in your lives? Let us know in the comments, guys. But
yeah, that's a great one, man.
Yeah.
Engage with this, man. Engage with all the material.
Yeah. So let's talk about it, right? So what are the roots? Like for me, I think it was like more of my Salvi Latino roots, right? You hear that a lot in Spanish-speaking households, like "échale ganas, mijo," or like "ponele ánimo vos, con ánimo maje, hacer las cosas bien, hombre, no seas huevonazo." That's a. I feel like that accent just like kind of straddled the line between Salvi and Mexican.
Like, whoa, I'm on the border. Sometimes I'm a Mexican and sometimes I'm a Salvi.
Yeah, man,
but yeah, that was a good point. Keep going.
Right, so like, we get that a lot from our parents, right? But if you grew up in a household where like, there was a lot of like verbal, I guess, encouragement and hard work, and you know, like the immigrant ethic, you could say, or even, I mean, the immigrant ethic and the American ethic aren't that different if you really think about it. Like Americans do work their asses off too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like an immigrant thing. Like we work a lot in America. Bro.
Not at all. I mean, in fact, America has such a strong economy because it depends on the working class.
Yeah.
And the middle class.
Yeah, so like I think there's this mistake that Americans are like I don't know what are some stereotypes of Americans?
Fat, white, trucker hat, McDonald's, trailer.
Yeah. Like all these weird stuff that like are not even necessarily like the full picture, because Like one thing I'll say about America, bro, that like I don't really see, or maybe it's there, but I don't really see it at the same level when I've gone to El Salvador, or I've only visited 2 countries outside of America, right? It's El Salvador and Mexico. So I've been to Guadalajara, Mexico. I've been to San Salvador, El Salvador, and all the other places where I grew up around. But bro, in America, people work, homie, like till their eyes bleed. I don't really see that like in our home countries. You know what I'm saying? Like people are grinding and stuff, but it's like at a much slower pace. Whereas here is like, man, I just taught from 8 to 3, and I'm going to drive Uber for 4 hours, and when I get home, like I'm gonna hop on this conference call for this other job. Damn, homie, do you sleep? Yeah. How many hours? 4.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but sometimes shit like that's not healthy for you. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, pursue the American dream by all means, but if the American,
that's a hot topic. The American dream.
Yeah, definitely.
Animo and Ganas. How do we?
Ooh, perfect, right? It fits in perfectly, actually, right? Because as an immigrant, you come into this country. Not that I'm an immigrant, but I am the son of immigrants. They come in here with an illusion, right? And my father would tell me that there were stories in Mexico about how you would find money on the streets.
Shut up, bro.
I swear to God.
He told you this?
Yeah, I swear to God. This ain't no lie. This is real shit. Yeah. And that people would tell them que en los Estados Unidos, hasta por cagarte diferente te pagaban dinero.
Shut up, bro.
I swear. Which means that if your shit was different, then you could get paid more money.
Your literal poop. Your excrement.
Yeah, but it might have been more of a metaphor when you know.
Okay.
But not the money part. The money part, like, they kind of thought that. They're like, we're gonna get out there, we're gonna struggle, we're gonna pass it, we're gonna get the coyotes, we're gonna do all this, and then we're gonna find some money. And then in reality, dude, fucking reality was fucking tough.
It was reality's like an industrial site, some factory.
Vernon, baby.
Vernon.
You see like this heaven, right? Because you're from Mexico, you're at Rancho, you're like, hell yeah, Disneyland, all the bullshit. And then you end up landing at Huntington Park next to Vernon, and you're like,
damn.
Chinga madre. Me echaron puras mentiras.
Puras mentiras. Hey, bro, but in spite of that, right? Like, I think it's the animo, right? The urge to succeed and the willpower that gets you to that next level, right? Because there's like there's different levels to it, bro. To the hustle and to the struggle. So like, how does one turn those ganas and that animo into success? You feel me?
Yeah, and I've totally been able to use my father and mother's experience to fuel my own success in the way where I've in fact that's what gives me animo and ganas all the time, because when I was younger I would hear their stories, and they would congregate with all the men in Mexico, right, and they would talk about their stories of crossing, and then I'd be like, holy fuck, this is insane. Like the stories they would share, which I could share with you guys at a later point in time, would make me think, bro. And I was like a 10-year-old boy. A 10-year-old boy realizing that I could do a lot in the United States because of the sacrifice that they put, man. They gave up their families, they gave up their friends, they gave up everything to maybe win or lose everything in the United States, but more importantly, the intensity, bro, stories.
Yeah, man.
So that fueled me, bro, to always feel like, you know what? I'm fucking resilient, bro. This is my blood right here.
Let's go.
These motherfuckers did some crazy shit. I'm some crazy motherfucker. You know?
Yeah. Most definitely, man. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I didn't always have that animo, Ghana self-empowerment mentality. Like, for a long time.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know, man. I think a lot of it has to do with like the kind of like just being bullied for like being brown or for being an immigrant.
You associated weakness with your kind.
I associated weakness with my background and with my kind, I guess, by extension. So maybe internalized like self-hate in some ways. You know what I'm saying? Where like you believe you are the inferior species or something, like these very like problematic ideas, you know? And so for me, I always saw it like until I was grown and I started like, you know, pretty much looking at things like how they were as opposed to how I thought they were. I always saw it as a deficit, bro, as being an immigrant.
Talk about that, man.
You know, like I think a lot of it was like feeling like we were just less than, or we were something that wasn't worth time, money, effort, mostly because of ignorant ideas that you just internalize, bro. Whether it's like racism, classism, all the stuff that like it exists, but it doesn't have to define you. I think I was letting it define me, you know. But then I started meeting other homies, you know, Mexican homies, Chicanos, cool white homies, cool black homies, bunch of Asian, a bunch of dope Filipino homies. And then I realized like, nah, bro, like in life, no matter where you live, no matter what state, no matter what family you're from, like you gotta take the good and leave the bad. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that America, even though it's my adopted kind of mother, you know what I'm saying? Like it's no different than my family. It's like it's no different than most families. Like you have a lot of different things going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like one big. I'm not gonna say dysfunctional family because a lot of things do function here. You know. So I'm not gonna take that route, and I'm not going to a whole political conversation. But I realized, like, you know what, bro? It's just this one big, complicated salad, this complicated meal. But you eat what you need and you leave what you don't. And once I started viewing life in that way, like, you know what, man, I'm gonna eat what I need and leave what I don't, and just sort of like contribute, obviously pay my dues, contribute my part, be a productive member of society. But at the same time, I don't have to believe in all these negative things about myself. That's when I realized, like, I have power, bro, and I have ganas, and I have animo, and I have passion, and I have something to contribute. That's kind of like and which is why I look to a lot of dope historical figures, man, who chose to do things differently. Like, you know, I'm thinking of fools like, I don't know, man, not Steve Jobs, but I'm trying to think who was like a badass historical figure. Albert Einstein, bro. Albert Einstein, like Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Like Malala, bro. Like people who like just chose a different route. They chose to like not repeat the same BS that people in the past had been repeating. You know, and Bill Gates is somebody that I admire a lot. You know, he's a pretty cool cat. Joe Rogan, you know, people like that, like people who are like just choosing to be free thinkers, but not being like super crazy reckless with it. I don't know. Like I look to a lot of those people. Like I want my philosophy of life to be a kaleidoscope of like the world's greatest leaders.
That's beautiful, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
You really kind of hit the dot on that with bringing that kaleidoscope view, because it merges perspectives.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's another great thing about this show is that because we're not so married onto one perspective per se, is that
we have a corporate sponsor, Doug?
I wish I did.
Who's paying
but
you,
I don't. So we're gonna merge a lot of stuff here for you guys, and it's gonna be either a beautiful disaster or something that you won't like, right? But at the end of the day, we hope that it truly inspires you guys, and you know, the fact that we're talking about ganas, man, and is something important, because we see a lot of people around us that are like zombies, and they don't have that switch where you can be like, you know what? Because I have that switch, bro. Where the point, like sometimes I just want to mess around.
Yeah.
And I'm acting a fool, and I'm kind of dumb, whatever, right? But then as soon as I want, bro, boom, I hit the switch, and I'm like, what's up? Let's go, family. So should we wrap this up?
Man, just, you know, we want to encourage you to, like, whenever you're losing ganas or you're losing animo, look to the people you love. Look to the people who are doing stuff for you. Somebody loves you. Don't ever say nobody loves you, man. Somebody loves you. Somebody cares about you. Somebody made sure, you know, to feed you today, to clothe you today. There's a roof over your head. And if you're missing one or either of those three, at the end of the day, you have life.
Beautiful. Catch y'all.
Peace.
Later.